A sharp and confident-looking Raptors team coming down the tunnel earlier. We'll see if that confidence carries over onto their home floor. 2K Sports presents the NBA. Monday Night Basketball is coming right up. Along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Got one more great treat for you folks. Joining us on our broadcast is Shams Charania. Shams, so great to have you with us. Thanks for taking the time to take a seat and join us here courtside.
Star-studded group, the pleasure is all mine. I appreciate you guys so very much for having me aboard.
Look at the smile on Brent Barry's face. He is thrilled to have you here courtside with us.
Absolutely. Super excited about it.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at New York, fourth in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top three. And, of course, there's Toronto, 7.5 games behind. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Josh Hart out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Bridges. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Towns in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Toronto, in at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Dick is out there with Mitchell. And it's Pirtle in at the 5. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Pass to Hart. Back to Brunson. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket. And Shams, New York really putting something together around Jalen Brunson.
Knicks fans have a lot of reason for optimism. It'll be interesting to me, though, to see if this team can get further and further in the Eastern Conference to a conference finals, maybe to an NBA finals, and winning a championship. But how can they continue to surround Jalen Brunson with superstar talent? That will be interesting to monitor in New York.
Absolutely. That front office will really be looked at as they try to build the pieces around this terrific young player.
And now they have stability, they have assets, they have players that they can trade that are wanted around the league. So this New York team, they finally have direction, and they finally have hope, and they finally have a chance to win in the East.
Absolutely. Now, here's Mitchell. After Mikal Bridges missing his last shot. And that one's good. Barnes.
Inside, Barnes knows he has to fully commit. You don't finish against contact by going in there with half the effort.
Now, here's Bridges. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Pass to Barrett. To the inside. Bridges up top. Dick defending. And Pirtle sends it back.
Pirtle, a very skilled defender, using that size and length to send that one back.
A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Brunson against Mitchell. All right, Shams, I know you can't reveal all your secrets, but how do you develop relationships with your sources, the players, the agents, the GMs, the scouts all over the NBA?
It comes year after year. This has been something I've been doing for the better course of the last 15 years. So for me, it's about relationships, it's about daily communication, and making sure that I keep the trust, I keep the faith, and I keep a level of respect with everyone that I come across. Relationships are the name of the game, especially in the NBA.
Well, that's what I've heard about you. They trust you. So if they're going to confide, they know they can trust you. I would think that would be maybe the core of how you operate.
Trust and faith, and that develops early, not taking shortcuts. I'm very much for the long game.
of the numbers here for Karl Anthony Towns.
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Dick with it, defended by Bridges. Back to Dick. The kick out to Barnes. Just 5 to shoot. The baseline jam. The shot by Mitchell, no good.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Bridges left side. Puts up a 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those league-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, the Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those are transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot, and we saw multiple teams do that this last season.
Yeah, that trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful. Here's Dick. Jalen Brunson picking up that last basket. Back to Barrett. Towns with the steal. Here's Bridges. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Bridges really likes to get to the interior and earn himself some opportunities from the charity stripe.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
First one falls for him.
And a talented swingman. Bridges is someone to keep an eye on as he continues to round out his game.
And the Raptors making a change here. Abaji's checked in. And New York with a change here, too. McBride's checked in. He doesn't get the second one. Raptors trail by 6. Barnes, right side. The drive by Mitchell. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jalen Brunson. Hey, Shams, I know you cover the league like no one else, but I've seen your jump shot. You have a sweet J. Did you? You must have played organized ball, I'm assuming.
I played a little bit in high school, Kevin, but once I got cut in high school, that's when I knew my career path would have to trend into what I'm doing now, into writing and covering the NBA. But listen, I have a lot of confidence in my jump shot, watching players like Steph Curry shoot the basketball. I'm not trying to give any comparisons, but I do love to shoot the ball. That is the one thing I know I can do decently on the field.
I know. I love your answer.
Not much else, but I can shoot.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Spoke earlier with Darko Rajakovic. We talked about facing a point guard like Jalen Brunson, and he told me Jalen's got a great sense for angles and knows how to attack if anyone's out of position. We have to stay disciplined on defense. Of course, Brunson will be the focus of their attention tonight. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And here's Brunson after R.J. Barrett hitting the 3. They set the screen. Hart, wide open. He fires. Sinks the triple.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's ready to talk things through with the team. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Knicks, 4th.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Mitchell outside. Here's Pirtle. Towns with the defensive effort.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Hey, Shams, it seems like with these younger teams coming, we may be witnessing a transfer of power in the NBA. What do you think?
It's really due to the parity that we're seeing in the league, and we haven't seen this much parity in a really long time. It's wide open for teams in both conferences, in the East and West, to claim that top perch. We have to give the league a lot of credit. There's tons of parity.
Which I think is leading to expansion talk, correct? We've got so much talent right now, we can kind of let it ooze out a little bit to some other areas.
Certainly expansion, a couple more teams in the league, but the league really loves where they're at now. And any given year, anyone can win.
Pirtle's so reliable and solid in these pick and rolls. He knows exactly where to be.
And Towns gets it to go.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Now here is Pirtle. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game.
When it comes to interior scoring, Pirtle as efficient as they come.
Here's Brunson, one of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
Bridges with the steal. Pass to Towns. Here's McBride. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. And the Knicks lead by 8. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
And just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmarish clamps thus far.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
Pass to Hart. Back to Brunson. Towns, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. And the layup's good off the glass. Brunson's got 6 points.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And Barrett gets it to go.
Now, one of the keys to Barrett's game is he's got to play tough.
Brunson scanning the floor. Stolen by Mitchell. And so it's the New York Knicks holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And when you consider how the Knicks are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do, and this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I love playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, behind-the-scenes stories. So to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans, and so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
You're so connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much, and just know the stories will keep coming.
We've got Chris Boucher, and it's Shed in at the point. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. First free throw is good. He's off on the second. New York leading by 7. That's tipped. Here's McBride. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
To the paint. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Boucher with the steal. Pass to Dick. Here's Shed. Payne covering. Here's Mobo. Boucher passes to Abaji. Back to Boucher, and it's blocked. To the wing on the left. McBride passes to Payne. Here's McBride. Dick defending. McBride's shot is off.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
And there's the call on Miles McBride. That's his first foul. OG Anunoby's checked in for New York.
Number 8, OG Anunoby.
Here's Abaji. Scoreless thus far. Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right, they're all fun to watch. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, "We're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on." Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. And here are the Raptors now, after Mikal Bridges missing on that last three-pointer. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Mikal Bridges. This past month, he's really set himself apart, averaging 17 points per game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
Well, he attracts serious attention from the defense, and that really does open up the backside for a lot of his teammates to take full advantage.
Jakob Poeltl's checked in for the Raptors. There it comes in for Grady Dick. Here's Towns. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns. And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
If you want a free shirt, you need to be a super fan, and that means bringing all the way to Duck right now.
quick check now. The NBA's top rebounders. Second, Karl Anthony Towns.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Pass to Boucher. Here's Abaji. He's guarded by Anunoby. Screen by Pirtle. Shot clock at 5. Here's Shed. Sinks the three-pointer. Late June, NBA free agency is such a busy time for you, Shams. During the start of that hectic period, walk us through your day. What's your life like? I've asked you this before in previous times you've been out here with us, but do you get any sleep?
I'm up 24/7 because the great part about free agency, Kevin, is you never know when you might get that call, you might get that text, when a player has committed, when a player has decided to go to a specific NBA team. That is what I live for. That's what I know the fans live for, and I'm one of those fans, so I want to make sure I know as well, and I'm able to inform in an appropriate, timely, responsible, and fair way, and accurately. So for me, there's not much wiggle room when it comes to sleep. I try to make up for it later. But NBA free agency, trade deadline, draft, those are time periods when I know I have to be on. I might be getting a call now, Kevin, actually.
Well, wait, I was just going to ask you. We're doing this game. I'm looking at your phone. It's lighting up. You're looking down. You're looking at the game. You're talking to me. You're doing two things at once.
I have to be multitasking at all times, Kevin.
Okay. And how about RJ getting a little bit fancy with that one as he flushes it home?
Brunson kicks to Bridges. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got 3 assists now in this one. Pass to Barrett. Boucher with a screen on Bridges. Here's Barrett. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, the defense just didn't know what was coming, and that's because R.J. Barrett's mobility had them off balance.
Toronto shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Well, such a multi-tooled player. R.J. Barrett can get you points, can make plays for others, and he's a terrific rebounder for his size.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Sims is checked in, and Miles McBride subbed in for Mikal Bridges.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
On the wing, Anunoby. Outside, Towns. And again, New York with the triple.
Towns has one of the best three-point strokes of any big man in the league.
To the middle, Towns with the steal. And he lobs it up toward the rim. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Barnes against Anunoby. Pirtle with a screen on Anunoby. Here's Barnes, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one goes on Anunoby.
I like the control from Barnes while getting fouled. Still able to get that shot off.
The Raptors have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, an all-star in year 3, Scotty Barnes has been an immediate impact player, and that is not easy to do.
Grady Diggs checked in for Chris Boucher. And he makes the first but misses the second. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for New York. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
Yeah, and last year they had major trouble with these guys. I'm not sure how it happened, but they didn't win a single game against them.
Pirtle sets the pick for Mitchell. It's rebounded by Brunson. New York leading by 13. Anunoby passes to Brunson. Back to Anunoby. pass to Brunson. Brunson barreling in, and there it is for him. Brunson's got 8 points.
Yeah, Brunson's the kind of guy who's going to seek you out and try to get that kind of contact.
Barnes dishes to Pirtle. Now Mitchell. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Chalk up 2 there.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way, no roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
That's his first personal foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson. 2 shots.
That one falls for Brunson.
Well, if you're a basketball player, through your entire basketball life, you're going to hear coaches harp on you about free throws. It seems like Brunson has heard those messages loud and clear.
Hart, he's checked in for New York. Mikal Bridges comes in for Miles McBride. And both free throws good for Brunson.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Dick passes to Barnes. And here's Barrett. Offline with his 3. Shams, it's been fun. And you know what? It's been too short. So you got to promise you're going to come back and give us some more inside information on the NBA. We have loved every second having you here courtside with us tonight.
Sorry I was not able to break any big news on air this time, but you know what? My phone's ringing, so maybe next time.
Well, let me look at your phone. Wait a minute. Hold on. That is big news! Holy cow! Come back sooner than later, okay?
Thank you.
So great to have Shams stop by. You can see his passion for the game in every word he said.
You can't work as hard as Shams does without having a passion for the NBA. It's not easy to be that plugged in.
It'll go, and the Knicks lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Barnes. Pass to Hart. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Here's Brunson, coming off 31 points last game.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Brunson against Mitchell. Back to Barnes. 5 on the clock. Over Hart. Barnes can't get it to go.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
And so it's New York enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Here with Tom Thibodeau. Coach, what has gone well for your team in the first half?
Started making plays, play unselfishly, force the defense to shift, attack, get downhill, then make a play.
Your guys followed the instructions to the letter. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
And get ready for the fans. Half-court shot. They're thinking about the shot. One more time. A round of applause for the participants.
Good to see you and welcome. A lopsided game through 2 quarters and a big deficit for the Toronto Raptors.
Poor execution for them offensively. Settling for bad shots far too often. Recipe for disaster.
Man, Kenny, your optimism is infectious. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
And for that matchup with the Heat.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, R.J. Barrett has been exceptional here, guys.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And New York, looking at who they've got. Josh Hart out there with Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Brunson in at the 1. Hart the pass to Bridges. Anunoby outside. Hart with the screen for Anunoby. Hart with it. From outside, off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
For Jakob Poeltl, his parents paved the way for him to become a professional athlete. And I'd say, Brent, they did a good job.
Well, it's a good point, Kevin. They were doing some blocking of their own, just not basketballs like Jakob does. Both of his parents, members of the Austrian national volleyball teams, and building some roofs on some people trying to put down a few slams.
Yeah, an incredible offensive force. Towns showing that strength and touch off. This guy can do it all.
You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Dick for the 3. Rebounded by Hart. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. On the wing, Anunoby. For 3, Bridges. Toronto grabs the miss. Poeltl's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Pass to Barnes. Dick with it. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Hart. Hart's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Brunson kicks to Hart. Shoots it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Poeltl.
Looking at the numbers for Barnes, a wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. He's putting up about 21 points per, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Fooled the D with the pass fake right there. Hart's got 6.
And he can hurt you from there. The D must be up on Hart when he has the ball.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And here we have the 2K leaderboard showing us the teams with the best free throw percentage during the past month. Second, the Knicks.
And they've had a lot of success at the free throw line, converting those at a high level. So I'd look for them to continue to attack the rim.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Mitchell outside. Poeltl with a screen on Brunson. Pocket 6. Mitchell kicks to Barnes. Shoots over Bridges. And the Raptors miss again.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Brunson sends a screen for Bridges. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And that's a shot Bridges needs to just keep sinking. You can see his confidence growing.
Pass to Dick.
Hey, you got ball, you got ball.
A stupendous finish in traffic. Knicks got his first 2 points of the night.
There you go, finally getting one to drop. They have to be a little better now, starting 1 for 5 in this half.
Bridges outside. Here's Towns, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Barrett finds Barnes. Onside, Barrett. Uncovered. It's rebounded by New York. Towns has got 8 rebounds in this game. Recently, the Raptors made moves, Greg, to add some Canadian-born talent to their roster.
They traded for R.J. Barrett and Kelly Olynyk, 2 guys that represent Canada in international play, and were both born in Toronto, now playing for their hometown team.
New York with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Runs in the pass to Towns. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
So skilled working inside. Towns knows how to operate down low.
Dick passes to Purtle. The 3 from Barnes. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Barnes has got 9.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the NBA again set records for attendance. Overall, arenas were filled to 98% of capacity. Commissioner Adam Silver says we're in a great position. You almost can't fit more people in our arenas. Kevin, he made it clear the area for growth is in media and especially in mobile viewing.
David, you know this, directly to the fan. I mean, my goodness, all the different ways you can consume the game, it's beautiful. Towns with the bucket.
And he's the main reason they have the lead right now. He's been perfect from the field, literally.
Back to Barnes. Pass to Shed. Hurdle with a screen on Brunson. And it's Shed missing. Looking to get it going. And it's laid in by Brunson. 12 points for him.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Pass to Dick. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Screen by Purtle. Here's Abaji, defended by McBride. The Knicks leading by 21. It's Hart on the wing. Down low. Shoots. No good. Shot missing. Good D by Barnes.
And a moment to see numbers for Jalen Brunson. And he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists. And he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. That free throw, no good. Chris Boucher's checked in for the Raptors. Walter comes in for Dick. The Knicks also changing it up. Sims is checked in. And it's Achua in for Hart. And the second free throw, good. New York leading by 20. Brunson outside. The dunk by Achua.
And Brunson operating so comfortably there in the pick and roll.
GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
And good that time.
Oh, wow. Brunson just getting sideswiped there and some strength to get through it.
Pass to Boucher. Back to Barnes. Inside. And the dunk by Boucher.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Runs in the pass to McBride. There's a screen by Achua. A dunk by Achua.
That wide body of Achua setting the screen, then releasing for the hoop.
Pass to Barnes. Boucher sets a screen for Barnes. Off target with his three. Now McBride. He has 5. Here's Walter. And no good on the last second attempt this time. It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the New York Knicks. After a fantastic quarter, he's sitting on a double-double. And there's nowhere to go but up for him. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got Garrett Temple, and it's Shed in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Anunoby. Pass to Payne. Towns in the corner. Another miss by Towns.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Here's Shed driving to the basket, and he makes good on the layup.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Boucher against Towns. Toronto grabs the miss.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Now, there's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Back to Anunoby. There's a screen by Achua. They get it back. A dunk by Achua.
Well, there aren't a ton of these guys, but a high-energy big. That's the nature of Precious Achua.
Pass to Abaji. They set the pick. With the drive. Here's Temple. Here's Mobo. Misses the 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Towns, and the shot is good. Towns has got 20 points.
And how about the game from Towns? The combination of that height and shooting, probably unmatched in the NBA.
No one near Boucher as he lets it go. Connects from 3-point range.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Pass to Achua. Now McBride. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout.
Here's Shed. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Well, that's a shot he can hit. If you give it to him, you need a little more energy on defense that next trip down.
Lays it up off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 19.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Towns looking around. Pass to McBride. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
And, you know, more often than not, when you're open, Towns will find you, a willing facilitator.
Here's Shed. Payne covering. Shed, that's good.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. Now here's Brunson. He's guarded closely. Count it. That's now 8 points for Josh Hart.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
For 3, Barrett. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Here's Brunson. Makes it off the glass.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And Barrett has got the ball here for Toronto. Pass to Pirtle. Dick with it. Now Barrett takes a 3. It's rebounded by Brunson. Bridges with it. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got his 7th assist here tonight. Barrett the pass to Pirtle. Back to Barrett. Here's Shed. And the Raptors miss again. For New York, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the 4th quarter. Back to Brunson. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Brunson's got 4 points in the quarter. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
It's Hart on the wing. Back to Brunson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Brunson's got 20. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
Another part of the credit has to go to what they did on the inside, blocking shots. I mean, super scrappy defensively and just affecting a lot of the opportunities that their opponents were putting up.
And it's Brunson missing. Toronto's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the 4th and been successful 3 times.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Knicks.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
Here's Towns. New York missing again.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
Brunson outside. So no problem for New York as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline for our player of the game. David, take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot, Karl. A lot of players got in on the action offensively. When you get it rolling as a team, how good can you be?
I mean, it's awesome, to get a chance to keep the defense guessing. We did a great job of that tonight. We did a fabulous job. We let our defense be our offense tonight, and that's when we were at our best. That's what happens.
It certainly was great on the floor tonight, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, DA, thanks again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now we present the player of the game.